Welcome back, guys, again to another part of our coding. So in this part, we'll be teaching you all about everything you need to know about Python. So this is the introduction to Python, part one. So we'll be taking them one after the other. Welcome to Tech in Tech. The first thing we need to understand is what is Python. Python is a popular programming language which was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. Now, what do we use it for? Most of you, probably if you are just hearing about what Python is, you might think it's a snake. No, it is something different. It is a programming language. So it is used for web development for the server side. It's also used for software development. It's used in mathematics and also system scripting. Then if these are the uses of Python, then what can Python do for us? One, Python can be used on the server to create web applications. Just like when we use our HTML and CSS to create just the front page of a web application, we use our Python on the server side. While also, Python can be used alongside software to create workflows. It can connect to database system and it can also read and modify files. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics. Can also be used for rapid prototyping or for production-ready software development. By the end of your knowledge on what Python is all about, we are going to create a project on how these work. So if you want to create a project along with us, I would like you to follow on this video step by step. Although this is just the part one of our Python, there are still more videos to come before the project. So I'd like you to follow one after the other so that you get all aspects needed for you to understand the basics of what Python is. Now we have example. In Python, when you use print, you write the statement you want it to display on your web page. So you use print hello world. Only hello world here will be displayed on the web page. Don't worry, we are going to do examples of this live using our PyCharm. And don't worry, we are going to teach you on how to install that. Now, first, we would like to install Python on our system. But most times, many PCs and Macs always have Python already installed on them. But for you to check if you have Python installed on your window, you have to search in the start bar for Python or run the following command line. Now, I'm going to my command, go to your start menu here. As you can see, start menu comes like this. Then you type command prompt. Almost all systems have this. So you click on this. Then for you to confirm if you have Python on your system, you type Python, then space dash dash version, then you click enter. So it's telling me the version of my Python that is on my system. I have version 3.9.13 on my system. So this shows that I have Python installed on my system. But if you don't have, you see that it should tell you invalid system, or it will help you to know that Python is not installed because I have it already. That's the version. So if you know Python is not installed on your system, I would like you to follow this website https or just go to www.python.org to download yours, either in Linux or Mac, or on your normal PC. Now let's start on Python. Python is an interpreted programming language. This means that as a developer, you write .py files in a text editor and then put those files into the Python interpreter to be executed. For those of you that be following through our classes, when we are coding on using HTML, remember to create our files. At the end, we use .html or .htm. But for Python, when you're working on Python files, you use .py. So the way to run a Python file is like this on the command line. This is the command line, the command prompt we used earlier. This is what it's called. So whatever you put is your command line. So for you to run a Python file in the command line, you can put python hello.py, hello-world.py. Now, this hello-world.py is a file name that I've created, but I would like you to install PyCharm on your system so that I'll be able to use it to work on our programming on our Python as we go along with this. So For those of you that have not watched our previous videos, I would like you to watch our videos on 5 code editors. On that 5 code editors, we explain on how to download PyCharm on system. So you can see it on the screen or on the bio of this video. You see the link to that video where you can download, that will teach you on how to download your PyCharm that we'll be using throughout our training on Python. So I'd like you to do that before the next class or next video. So I'll be showing you an example of how to create a file for our Python, just like we have a file of hello-world.py, and I'll be showing you on how to use that on our PyCharm, because that is what we'll be using throughout on our Python code. Remember, if you've watched the video, I explained that coding on our Python is very important for us to use PyCharm, because you code smoothly, you enjoy your codes, it gives you hints on what to do and stuff like that. So don't worry, as you go on, you're going to see the importance of using it. And do not forget that before downloading, it's going to ask you if you want to download as a professional or as a community. So do not forget, it's important for you to pick community. So it's been explained in that video. I'd like you to watch that on how to download PyCharm. Because if you pick professional, it means you are going to pay after the free trial has ended. Now we're going to try write our first Python file called hello-world.py, which can be done in any text editor, but I want us to use our PyCharm. If you have been following us from the beginning HTML class, I'm sure you have been an expert on using VS Code. So I would like you to know how to use PyCharm as well as we go on with this class, because we use PyCharm for Python. So using text editor is just for beginners. So I want you to be a pro from now. I don't want you to use text editor, but you can use that, but it is more stressful. So for your work to be more smooth and fine and easy, it is better to use PyCharm when you are coding your Python. So we are going to do an example, print hello world, creating our file of hello-world.py. Then after that, I would like you to try it yourself. Then you see how simple it is. So let's start now. The first thing I'll do is I'll go to my file manager. So this is my desktop part. I'll go to this new folder. Can see the new folder here. Now let's create it by putting hello world.py. Remember when you were in our HTML class, we told you that whatever you are coding on HTML must end with .html, but because we want to code on Python, we end it with what? .py. So I click enter. Now after creating our folder, what will you do? You'll click on it, right click on it and open it with PyCharm. If you've already installed PyCharm in your system, it automatically will reflect like this. But if you're having issue installing, do not forget to put that in the comment section. Feel free to ask questions, and also in our community, the WhatsApp channel, Telegram group, you can as well ask whatever questions you have, especially in comment sections to this video. Be there to help you ASAP. So I'll be opening it, my folder now, hello-world.py, using my PyCharm. So I'm going to click now, then I'll wait for it to open. So let's wait for it to open. As it's opening now, as you can see, this is my PyCharm. You can see it's community. I not download professional. Professionals requires money after the free trial. So it's asking you if you trust the project. Then if you don't trust the source, preview the project in save mode. So you click. So if you trust the project, you click trust the project. Like remember, a project can be sent to you from someone and you do not trust the project, probably it's a virus project, stuff like that. So you just click preview in save mode. So it's going to assist you to save so that it will not affect or corrupt your file. So since I'm trusting the project, I just create the file. So I'm going to click trust project. So let's wait for it to open. So here is my PyCharm, as you can see on the screen. So you can see the name here. This name here is the name of the folder we've just created, as you can see. So this main.py is always created automatically for us. Like when you open your PyCharm, main.py name is always created automatically. So I'll prefer using it. So look at, see, this is just examples of code that can be written. So I'm going to delete them all because I don't need them. So let's start our first code. I have main.py, so I'm going to type Python. So let me print hello. Sorry, my system is slow somehow. Still loading. Hello. Print hello world. So let's see. After typing whatever you want, after coding what you want on it, so you click on this play. Now this main here, since the title, the name of my file is main.py, so that is why I'll leave it same. So assuming I've written another name, another file, which is not main.py, so I'll just, and I want to like play what I've already code, so I'll just come here and click on current file. So because it says main, so just leave it like that, then you click on play. So let's wait for it to, so it's going to display hello world, which I asked it to print for me. It will display that down here on my terminal. Can you see it now? Hello world. Now, all these stories here is trying to tell me, okay, my Python version is 3.11. Then it's trying to tell me the folder where what I'm working on is. This hello world.py here is the folder I've created. Then this main.py is the file that I'm working on. So if what came out here is something different, it will be giving me an error. So when you're working on your Python, it has to be inside the folder you're working on and the file, so that it will give you the result. You can see it gave me what? Hello world. So I would like you to try this exact what I've done. So if you've done that, congratulations, you're writing your first code as a Python developer. Thumb up. So let's continue and see what's next. Now, can you see the output should give us what? Hello world. So try it yourself and see how fun it is. You don't have to put hello world. You can just print something or print on him, then it will display on the terminal, as you can see here. So this down part here is the terminal, which is being displayed. So now we also have the Python command line. To test a short amount of code in Python sometimes, it is quickest and easiest not to write the code in a file. This is made possible because Python can be run as a command line itself. Type the following on the Windows Mac or command line. Or if the Python command did not work, you can try this. So from there, you can write any Python, including our hello world example from earlier in the tutorial. Like print hello world I put now, you can see which we write hello world in the command line. If you write hello world, just like, let me show you, this is our command line here, as you can see here. So let's say I'm going to my terminal now. Let me click this terminal here. So I don't want to print on my file. I want it to show, like, I want to straight on, just like the statements here in the command line. You can also type print hello world, it will still give you the same answer. So I want to write the code on my command line now. So you can see that this hello world here is trying to tell me all this information here, always take notes here, must be the exact one here on your terminal before you type print hello world, or else it will be giving an error. So before you start, since you are writing on your command line, you have to write Python first to tell it what language. Okay, let me now put print. Let's see if it will work now. Hello. Okay, sorry. Can you see now? It has printed hello world for me. So you can also write your code. Remember that before I wrote my code, what did I type? I typed Python and I click enter. Then I wrote print hello world. So whatever you want to print now, let's also write something else. Print tech in tech. Enter. Guys, this give us what? Tech in tech. So just try this on your, you can do it here or here. So you still get the same answer. Now we have Python syntax. What does that mean? As we learned in the previous page, Python syntax can be executed by writing directly in the command line, just like what I showed you here in the command line that we wrote directly here. So we can also do that here. Command line, we can do it here as well. So, or by creating a Python file on the server, just like what we did. Then Python indentation. Indentation refers to space at the beginning of a code line, where in other programming languages, the indentation in code is for readability only, while the indentation in Python is very important. Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. For instance, now we're going to write this. If 5 is greater than 2, print 5 is greater than 2. You see that this space here, there must be a space, either one space or two space to 4 spaces. So Python will give you an error if you skip this space. This space here is indentation. For instance, now if you write something like this, Python will give you an error. But if you put a space here, it will give you the answer. So we are going to try it now. If 5 is greater than 2, we are going to print 5 is greater than 2. So let's delete this. If 5 is greater than 2, sorry, 2. My phone hanging, print 5 is greater. So we are going to click play now. Let's see the results. Can you see? That's printed 5 is greater than 2. So assuming there is no space here, let me delete the space here. Let's see if it will give us the answer. Let's click play. Can you see? Let's wait for it. Error. It gave us what now told us the purpose of the error. Indented block. So for Python is so sensitive. The space can be 1, can be 2, can be 3 or 4 highest. Then click OK. It's going to give you the required answer needed. As you can see, 5 is greater than 2. So indentation is very important in Python, or else it will give you error. So the number of spaces is up to you as a programmer. The most common use is 4, but it has to be at least 1, just like example given earlier. So I would like you to try it yourself. So you have to use the same number of spaces in the same block of code. Otherwise, Python will give you an error. So we also have this example. So I want you to try all this we've done today. And this is just the beginning, this part 1, the basics. So after you've downloaded your PyCharm, work on these little examples we've done and see how to improve yourself. Then whatever questions you have, do not forget to ask in the comment section. Don't forget to like our videos, subscribe, share as well to those that you think will benefit from it. So we appreciate it. And if you subscribe, thank you so much for this. So we also have one more that I would like to discuss today, which is Python variables. In Python, variables are created when you assign a value to it. For example, variables in Python, x equals to 5, y equals to hello world, print x, print y. Now what does that mean? So I'm going to go back now to my PyCharm. I'll write another one. Let's say, okay, let's say x equals to 2 and y equals to hello. Okay, so let's use number 6. Then let's say print x, print y. As you can see here, so we want to use this is a string, also we're going to discuss that it's a letter, so I don't want to make it complicated. So we are going to do an example like print x, print y, and let's see the result that is going to give us. So let's click on play now. So can you see 5 is greater than 2 is because I've not deleted this, so it's giving me the answer for this. Then x is 2, y is, I told you to print x and print y, as you can see. In this case, no intention is not important. So Python, like this is an example of variables. They are created when you assign a value. You can say that you assign a value to x and y, you also assign a value for it. But this value here is a statement of what. So that is why it is having an semi this apostrophe here, double quotes here, because it's the word. So we are still going to understand better why we put that, an example of what this is all about. So when we have variables, we assign value to a particular alphabet. X is this, Y is this. You can use any alphabet to assign variables. Now, when we talk about comments, Python has commenting capability for the purpose of in-code documentation. We also have the same thing in HTML. If you've like you've gone along with us, you're going to understand what comment is all about on HTML. And that idea of what comment is about in HTML will also give you an idea of what comment is all about in Python. So Python too also has comments. And on Python, the comment starts with an hash. And Python will render the rest of the line as a comment when you put hash before the statement. So comments in Python, you have hash, this is a comment, print hello when you say to not give anything because it does not see it as anything. So immediately you put it as hash, it's going to comment that statement. Like now, let me comment it by putting an hash beside this. And let me click on play. You will see that it's not giving me 5 is greater than 2 again because I've already commented the line. So let's click on it now and let's wait for 2. So it's still loading. So you can see now here. I've commented it. So it has nothing. And the reason why it's giving me an error because this if 5 is greater than 2 is working with this. So let me delete this and click on play again. So it's only giving these 2 answers. It's not seeing this as anything because I've already commented it. So in the next video, we are going to explain better on what comment is all about. So you have full understanding of what it is. So I'm sure you've all enjoyed today's video. So if you have any comments or questions, do write to ask that in the comment sections. And if you want one-on-one coaching, do not forget to join our channel on Telegram and as well as our WhatsApp channel. We'll be there to assist you in whatever questions you have. So the assignment for this video is I would like you to install Python on your system first, then install PyCharm on your system using the 5 code editor on video. To be on the browser, you can see it on this video down here. After watching, you see how to download it, the 5 code editor, how to download PyCharm. So I would like you to do that at your leisure time. Then after that, I would like you to work on the few examples we've discussed today. So see you in the next video where we discuss Python comments, variables, data types, and lots more. So thank you for watching. Bye. Do not forget to like our video.